Hello friends, welcome to C Sharp Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. In this sub-series, we are talking about C# ICloneable interface and how to clone object using the clonable interface. In this video, we will learn about the example which we are going to create in the next two videos. First, we learned about value type and reference type. Then we learned about the ICloneable interface. When we are learning ICloneable interface, we learned about shallow copy as well as deep copy. Here, if you see, we divided this sample application into two parts. In the first part, that means the part which is above this red line. In the first part, we learn about equality operator as well as the object clone and how we can perform the clone when the containment is value type. So here, if you see, when you type something here on X and Y, let's say here we typed 10 and 15. Once you click set here, it will show first point. We can say PT1. So the PT1 is instance of type point or point2D, which we will create as a class. And this class contains two member, integer X and integer Y. So the class is point2D and that contains two member, and the member is value type integer X and Y. Once you click set here, it will create an instance of PT1 and sets X and Y coordinate value. Then here, if you see, there is a button called copy. Once you click this copy button, the content will get copied from here to the second point. So we can say this is PT2.2 instance, and the content will get copied from here. So we can say this is the master point. From here, the content will get copied to PT2 using the equality operator. Then using the clone method, once again we can copy the content from master to, let's say this is a PT3. To PT3 you can clone the content. So here we are going to do the clone. So this will help us to understand how the equal operator works and how the clone method works. That means PT2, if we have PT2 equal to PT1. That's how we do here in the copy operation. Here what we will do, PT3 equal to, we will make use of the clone method on PT1, and that way we will copy. So once this is done, what we can do, we can set a different number here. So before that, once you make a copy, it will show the content. So point content will always get shown on this area. There is a label that is hidden here on this screenshot. When we run through the application, that time you will see the content. So PT1 content will get shown here, PT2 content will get shown here, and PT3 content will get shown here. So when you do copy and clone, you can see the content get copied and it is shown here. So once we create all these 3 point instance, what we will do, we will check how it affects all these point. Like say for example, here we can put 20, and we can click on the set button and see how it reflects on all 3 points. Similarly, here we can set a different content and we can click on the set button. So when a point get updated, we will show the updated content on these labels. So this way we can experiment how the copy using the equal operator and clone operator works. So next, in the second portion, what we will do, we will create a line object, and a line object will have 2 point instance, pt1 and pt2, we can say. Then we will try to implement clone method on line. So here also, since we make use of clone, we have a clone method implemented on point object also. So there are two objects involved here. One is point and another one is line. And if you see, the point contains xy. So the point object contains a value type because x is integer and y is also integer. But line object, if you see, it contains a 2 point instance, point pt1, point pt2. Here this is a reference type, right? This is a class instance point, but here it is a value or primitive type x and y. So this will help us understand how the clone method works, or how we should implement the clone method, and what is the need for learning the, or what is the need for doing the deep copy here. And here in the point class, we can still go ahead with the shallow copy, or we can simply make use of member wise clone and work on it. So that's all here. Once you click this check shallow deep, on this button click, we will simply use some debug diagnostic message, and we will print our experiment in the output window. So we can also debug and see how the shallow and deep copy is working on the line object. On the top portion, we won't use a line object, we simply use point. But here in this second part, we use both a point as well as a line. Simply we work on line, but line contains point, so we make use of point as well as a line. Alright, this example will help you to understand how to implement ICloneable interface for your custom classes. Here we use point class that contains only primitive data. Then we will use a line that contains some other instance. I mean, some other instance means some other class. Here point instance will be kept as a containment for line class. Alright, that's all about this preview of the examples that we are going to create in the next two videos. Now let's go to Visual Studio and look at the control names. So here is our form design. So we named this as FRM iClone. And text we set it as iCloneable example. Then we have buttons set, and you can see btn set is the name, and here it is btn copy, btn clone, btn set copy, and btn set clone. After that we have these labels. So name not important, you can set the label. After that, here we have a text field, and we named it as text x, txt y, txt copy x, txt copy y, txt clone x, and txt clone y. Then we have one more button, btn check shallow deep. So that's all here, and other properties are not important. You can design as you like. So once you create this form and name all these control, you can continue from next video. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.